Audiobooks.com presents The Bride of Red Wing Lake, a sleep story by Gene Stratton Porter, narrated by Christina Moore.
Having spent my childhood in the country and being by 6 years the youngest of the family, I learned at an early age to amuse myself with the outdoors rather than in play with other children. So, from the earliest moment that I was allowed to wander at will, I made friends with the birds, with the flowers, with the trees, with anything and everything with which I came in contact. Perhaps my very dearest playmates of all were 3 streams of running water that crossed our land. One of them, in the northern section of the land, was broad for a brook even in those days, shallow, and it had mucky banks where grew all kinds of sedges and swamp grasses, cattails and bulrushes, and great beds of blue flag. Willow trees grew on its banks, in one shaggy patriarch of which a scarlet tanager nested almost every year, and the male bird, a thing of blood-red and coal-black color, sang from the top branches and performed his share of tanager family life in near proximity to the flag bed, which in bloom time was a sheet of blue that attracted both the wild and the domestic bees, and the sweet-loving hummingbirds and the butterflies. In this same tree an oriole always swung its pendant purse of lint, plant fiber, and string from the dooryard. A thrilling riot of color ensued when a bird of blood red and another of sun yellow began the activities of feeding 2 nests filled with clamoring young above a bed of blue wild iris beside a brook that threw rainbow shadows and had many secrets to whisper and sing and chuckle over. On all the land which Father owned, there was not a spot more exquisite than the small promontory on which grew the tanager and oriole willow, not even in deep wood, where the other small brook that ran from west to east passed the red flame of Monarda didyma, and white violets climbed down the bank until they could see themselves in the water. That brook was narrow, contrary in its flowing. When it came into the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?